Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kelly, and this is Nova. We're a couple originally from Georgia and Michigan who love road trips, spending time outdoors, and discovering new places.
Follow along as we travel the U.S. and beyond.
Here you'll find everything, from trips in our van to grabbing a local brew.
Home renovation projects to swimming with our dog.
Making pasta in Italy to cliff jumping in North Carolina.
There's a lot to see out there, and we're on a mission to experience as much as possible. Come along for the ride.
Welcome back to part 3 of our Swiss and Italian adventures. After the greatest time in Zermatt, we woke up before the sun to start our journey back to Italy. We left the kindest hotel owners a goodbye letter, soaked in the view from the patio one last time, and then headed down the mountain to the train station.
We're off back to Italy.
Stopped in a small cafe in town to have a coffee and download our Eurail tickets before hopping on board for the first leg of our full day of travel. Our first pit stop on the way was the beautiful town of Locarno, a resort town on Lake Maggiore at the base of the Alps. We grabbed a sandwich for later and sat by the water until it was time to board our next train to Milan. We arrived at the bustling Milano Centrale train station and decided to take the slightly faster route to Spezia that required buying seat reservations.
Trying to get to Spezia, but we have to have seat reservations. So we're just waiting to try to buy tickets so that we can get seat reservations on the train down to Spezia, and then hope that the train station is close to our Airbnb in Spezia because it's going to be late when we get there.
Fingers crossed. Feeling very sleepy, but excited to get there.
We spoke to a representative at the train station who helped us secure our tickets, and then we found our seats and enjoyed the ride, arriving in Spezia just before dark.
We made it to Spezia, but the train station is about an hour from our Airbnb. We stocked up on some groceries, namely this, and we're hoofing it. Try to take a bus. Can't really figure out where the buses are going, but we're doing it.
We'll get there one way or the other. Woo-hoo. By foot or by bus.
After an hour walk along the highway, we made it to our Airbnb.
Cheers!
Cheers to 5 trains, 2 missed trains, a missed bus, and a 1-hour walk to get here.
Cheers!
We spent the rest of the evening enjoying the views from our balcony, excited to see it in the daylight the next morning, and even more excited to get some much-needed sleep. next day, we enjoyed our espresso back on the balcony and made our plans to venture into Cinque Terre for the day.
First croissant in Italy.
Is it a croissant?
Huh? Actually, I don't know.
No.
I think. No?
No way.
Okay, croissant or not? You decide.
We took the 10-minute train ride into Monterosso, on which I managed to spill coffee on myself several times. We were joined by many other visitors to the area and greeted with sweeping views of the Mediterranean. We walked along the shore, soaking in the sun and the views, and found a cute music and art market along the path. We then continued on in search of the Blue Path, a hiking trail that connects all 5 villages in Cinque Terre. There is a small fee to walk on certain sections of the path, and some were closed at the time we visited due to a landslide. We hiked the section connecting Monterosso to Vernazza, which was about 3.5 kilometers and included a large number of stairs. I definitely felt it was a bit more difficult than the average rating we found online, but regardless, the views of vineyards, colorful buildings, and the sea made the hike well worth it. We arrived in the town of Vernazza pretty sweaty and ready to relax by the water. We were there in mid-September, and both Monterosso and Vernazza, and I'm sure the other 3 villages, were pretty crowded with tourists. We grabbed some food and a drink from this restaurant's takeaway window and found ourselves a spot along the water to take it all in.
We're having a drink by the water in Cinque Terre, eating what is probably the best pesto I've ever had. Very happy. How was it?
Salty and warm. It was nice. It was pretty good.
We could have sat here all day, to be honest, but after a few hours, we made our way back through town, where I picked up a postcard to add to my collection. We then hopped on board an incredibly crowded train and made our way back to Spezia, where we caught a bus this time back to our Airbnb. spent the remainder of our final day resting and enjoying the last of our sweeping views from our balcony, as tomorrow it would be off to Florence.